Welcome back. Hello, beautiful souls. This next reading is for the sun. So if you haven't the 19th card as your card for 2021, this is a really beautiful energy around this card. And there is definitely cause for celebration and really just being in joy, being with joy this year. I mentioned earlier that, every card is neither all light or all shadow. And so sometimes we need to when we have a card like the sun for our card for the year, it is important to understand that it will not be a year without challenges, right? There's going to be challenges for every single card. And if we have a card that is more challenging, like the Tower or the Devil, there will be beautiful things there as well too. And so part of the process, I think part of the being in the light of the sun, of a sun year, maybe it's one of generosity and exhibiting generosity through exhibiting generosity through humility, exhibiting generosity through humility, something like that. I love this card. I love the way how the sun and the ribbons of the maypole are connected. I'm going to go first to the fantastic being. I have chosen one oracle deck to pair with each of the minor suits. And so you'll get one card from each suit, as well as an oracle deck to support that. Okay, and so your fantastic being for 2021. I hope you already feel the warmth of the sun. All right, we haven't had this one. This is the anemone. The keyword is letting go. And I just want to say, like, this is what I was saying about it's a sun year. It's a sun year. So I can just lay back and do nothing. But no, you can't just lay back and do nothing. There is action, there is work to do, there's something to be done, whatever your card is for 2021. And letting go, what I was thinking was I'm clinging to the ribbon in the maypole ceremony. I'm clinging to the holiday. I'm clinging to something because I don't want to let it go. It's like when you go on vacation and you think, I'm going to stay here. I don't want to go home. But we need to know both sides. And if Moon was your last year, you fully understand what shadow is about. And so it's about learning to be both at the same time. And so the keyword for anemone is letting go. Much to like humans in the 21st century, most anemones live a sedentary lifestyle, slowly gliding along the seafloor. But in times of necessity, they detach, catch a current, and brave the open sea. In their example, they encourage us to explore our comfort with letting go. Values are attributed to things by our perception and beliefs. Taking inventory permits us to evaluate what we have accumulated and consider their importance. Now is the time to review your life. Determine what you really need to let go of And determine what you really need, and then let go of things that limit your happiness. Interesting that we started with this card. So what I'm wondering is if you have a hard time giving yourself permission to be happy. Is that the case? And if that is the case, then this is a year for you of practicing that. It's okay for me to be happy. It's okay for me to dance and sing and celebrate and be joyful when others may not be. And if you do have Leonine tendencies and prefer to lie in the sun rather than getting up and singing and dancing, this is your invitation to do just that. So this card was about clinging and letting go. As I was shuffling, I don't know what the card is on top, but I know the card on the bottom in the Suit of Pentacles is clinging. It's the 4 on the bottom. So that maybe your shadow throughout the year is that wanting to hold on to things too tightly. This is the King. So that, the King is almighty and powerful, and the King, this is a lot of fire energy. We have this solar shape up here as well too. So you've picked the 14th, the strongest, the maximum solar energy that you could choose, and maybe you need to embody. And this card wouldn't have come up if you couldn't embody this King energy. And you may need to find the inspiration for the King in others, because it's hard for you to muster it up in yourself. But it's there, and it's imperative that you embrace that solar energy. Okay, so what's in the emotional divine feminine body? This is the 2 of Cups. Wow, maybe this is a year of relationship for you. Soulful relationship. We can't move into a new relationship if we don't let go of the sticky bits from the past, like burning the old love letters and deleting, stopping following someone who we've been clinging to. We need to cut the ties. There is an invitation for deep soulful connection for you this year. And maybe that is reconnecting with somebody close to home. There's so much warmth in this reading. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go over here where things can sometimes be a little chillier. Interesting. Okay, so this is the 4. This is a card that I would expect to come up in the Star. And so I kind of see this as a reminder. So we have a lot of warmth in the other cards. You may need to be mindful of creating space for yourself as well too. Sometimes this is like when we get into a new relationship and we have too much intimacy, and too much of anything is not a good thing. It can make us sick, right? So I would see this 4 up here as a reminder to create some space and some healing time and some cleansing for yourself and so forth. It's kind of a, this is important medicine. I'm wondering if the plant medicine this one cuts so easily has to do with something that's going to heal with the kidneys or the waters, something like that. I just have a funny feeling. It's Yarrow. So Yarrow is something that I've worked with many times. Look what we've got going here. And we have the snake over here. Okay, I'm just picking up on a little bit too much exuberance in the sexual department. And that would make sense with the heat. So that's your, just be mindful of that if that energy starts presenting itself this year, and this happens to be your card. Two of Pentacles. Interesting. So we have a 2 and a 2. 2 and a 2, which is nice, right? You want to see balance on either side of the table. I'm just going to go see if I can learn something more about Yarrow. Yarrow is very easy to work with. The leaves, you can make a tea out of the leaves and put it with rose is really nice. Fidelity, masculinity, virility. Look at that. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Like, maybe this is a year of getting pregnant. This almost looks like the womb as well, too. Okay. Take that metaphorically as well, too, not literally. So I'm talking literally, but we can take this as, sorry, something moving through me. Getting pregnant can mean also, developing something, creating something else. And the spider is hard at work creating something. One name for Yarrow is 7 years love, since it was believed that a charm made from Yarrow could keep couples loving and faithful for 7 years. What happened after that, we do not know, but Yarrow's association with fidelity may prove a clue as to what this card means for you. Faithfulness to a partner or to certain values or shared ideas forms the basis of trust. And sometimes we can take this for granted without fully examining it. A review every 7 years is a wise idea for business partners as well as lovers. Values, goals, and boundaries can be assessed and recontracted with the potential for a renewed sense of purpose and commitment. Some writers say that Yarrow is sacred to the horned god and the male principle, and another meaning of this card might revolve around your relationship to masculinity. Many of us hold a partly conscious representation in our awareness of a powerful and virile man that we would like to become or merge with. There's a strong sense of masculinity here as well, too. It is possible that these cards signals a time in which you will start work more consciously with your strong, virile, masculine aspect of yourself. Cool. This is something. So this card, this card wanted to be chosen. The deck cut not of my hand, and this deck also cut so well. We have the alchemy card. Okay, this came up in a previous reading. I know this one's hard to see. This is a bison here, but why this card is here is that the balance is critical, and there is a 2 and a 2, which is fantastic. But like I was saying earlier, there's going to be a tendency to go to extremes this year. And so keeping that in mind is really important. So it feels like this reading, unlike some others, has really told a story. The story begins with letting go and releasing, like the anemone, and then embracing all of this fiery energy while simultaneously being very conscious of keeping it in balance, keeping it in check, which these two cards are referring to here. So, yeah, that's so. If you are considering birthing a business, birthing a baby, something, you are fertile. Let me just say that, in a very strong leadership kind of way. That's without question the potential. Anything could be birthed this year. It's a matter, but you do have to step into that role to do it, and you need to release. We need to release the past in order to come into that. So these are all beautiful messages, sometimes scary messages, right? Because to handle that much power can be really, it can be intimidating. Yeah. Okay. So this reflection will also be important for wheel people as well too. This is 19, so 1 + 9 is 10. And I'll have to look back to the wheel reading to see if I can pick up on something. But yeah, so this message seems pretty clear to me. I'm going to leave you with that, and then I'll be back shortly for the next one. But your message is pretty clear, so I would go with that. And if you haven't already considered what it is you want to put into action, what it is you want to actually see come to fruition this year, I would start with that in the next week. Start your mind map, start your planning. And it feels like you need to be acting regularly. There may be a tendency to that Leonine tendency to like to just bask in the sun and have somebody else do it. But this is an invitation for you to really step up and be the leader. Okay? Thank you. Thanks for being here. Namaste.